I got a package. Hello, people of Earth and possibly other planets. My name is Rachel-Roni, and today I'm gonna be building a Pip Boy. I got a Pip Boy from 3D Cauldron off Etsy. If you saw my Fallout video, you've seen that I have a Fallout Vault Dweller suit. And I'm hoping to take that to the next level with an actual working Pip Boy. So basically, the phone I'm using to record this is going to go into it. Don't know how I'm gonna record it, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's open it. All right, I got it all opened up. Got some stuff inside of stuff. So in this first little baggie, we've got the knobs and parts like that. Dial, super cool instructions, and some more smaller bits. We got a holotape and a holotape deck. Crazy how I could recognize that just from, you know, knowing things. Oh, that's so cool. It comes with a tape. Ooh, and a little core thingy. It looks like we got some flimsier pieces in this bag, so I'm gonna try to be careful. This frame. Trying to keep them all in like the same little area. Got this. Looks like it goes around the arm. We got this. We got the actual frame of the Pip Boy itself, which is really cool to freaking look at. This is so awesome just after playing the games for so many years. I got the Mark 3000 version. That's the one from 4. Honestly, that one's my favorite just to play. So I'm so excited to put this together. One more bag. And we've got the last little arm piece for the Pip Boy itself. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna watch these instructions and then we're gonna go to the hardware store. Yeah. I'm pushing around a cart right now because there are no baskets. Has anyone noticed that? That like, it's just like no baskets anymore when you shop. And it's very annoying. Got a whole cart for a bag's worth of stuff. Yeah, I got everything except the screws, the paint, and the foam. I'm just gonna go to another Home Depot tomorrow for a few reasons. One is I just want to do a little bit more research on what paint I should probably get. I only got the primer. 2, they're about to close. I don't want to be that guy. 3, I'm gonna need some help finding the foam, and there wasn't a lot of people who would help because they were trying to close. Different day, different store. Still no screw. Hello, and welcome to my garage. Changed into a shirt that I don't care about. Yeah, I moved out here because we're gonna be painting and priming and stuff. Here is my kit. Let's go over what I have. I got this filler primer, which is what they recommended on the website to use. I also have a tarp for the table so I don't get anything on it. For the paint, I went with this antique copper because it reminded me the most of the Pip Boy. If you look at like the pre-made ones, they look more like a desert sand, but in game, it's a little bit more grimy. And I think that this will do the trick just for like the basic thing I'm trying. This isn't gonna look amazing, but it's gonna look good. That's all I really want. Got some sandpaper to sand everything down. They just didn't have the screw wherever I went, so just one of the knobs is not gonna work, which is fine. We're just gonna glue it, but we have the rest of the M screws. I have this pipe. They said to get a pipe. I just got this O-ring gasket thing, and if it's too big, I'm just gonna like slice it in half and make it smaller if I even really need it. Hobby knife. And I don't have painter's tape, but I have duct tape. If I was in Fallout 4, I'd be like killing people for like a 3-pack of these, you know? Let's get started. So I have to verify that I have the following parts before continuing. 1, main part. 2, other half of that. 3, this is in here. I believe it's this one. 4, that thingy. 5, 6, 7, 8. What's really cool is that this comes with a holotape, like a real like bona fide holotape. I'm not gonna have time to paint this, but like this might be like a mini video or like a short in the future because I'd like to like really get detailed with it. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect, everything's here. I'm also getting some foam tomorrow to fit my phone into the sleeve. That's what the screen's gonna be. You use the Pip Boy app that Bethesda released way back when that connects to your game, which is, I thought it was cool then, it's still cool now. So we will get there when we get there. Now we're gonna do some cleanup. So they have a whole other tab, just cleanup stuff. So I'm just gonna go through all the stuff that I need to look for and then just do it. So basically I'm just looking for things that are attached still. Doesn't look like anything crazy's hanging off of anything. Everything's cut very clean in my eyes. There are any brims, anything that's flimsy. Seeing things, just not the things they're telling me to look for. Strings. I'll tell you, there's a bunch of strings around my garage. I walked through like 5 spider webs trying to set all this stuff up. And if you're wondering like why I have a dining room table in my garage, I don't have a dining room. But I had a dining room where I lived, so I just kind of have a dining room table. Fitment. Sorry if you hear fireworks. I lied about the brims. I found one. So let's start going over this with sandpaper. I think that's all the little rubbish. So we can actually get started. We need to basically fit my forearm into the thing to see if we're gonna need a spacer or not. While I'm doing this, I guess I can just start talking about Fallout. So I first got into Fallout back when I was in grade school, middle school, grade school, whatever, back when E3 was still a thing. I'm actually genuinely disappointed because E3 blew my mind when I was growing up. My first E3 was the one where Nintendo had the robot chicken guys do the intro with Reggie.
Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3!
It was fun. And that was the same year, I think, that Fallout 4 was announced. And I was just blown away. It looked really cool. Heard about Fallout 3 before. Like, who hadn't heard of Fallout 3? Being a kid in America, I was really interested in playing it. And my boyfriend at the time, my very first boyfriend, convinced me to convince my family, my parents, that instead of getting a Wii U for Christmas, we would get an Xbox One. And in retrospect, just given how the Wii U stands today, I think we kind of made the right choice. I should have gone with our PS4. But at the time, my family was like mad because we were a big Nintendo family, and we still kind of are. Then that Christmas, I got Fallout 4 for the Xbox One. And that's kind of where my deep dive went into that. I think that's when I started getting into Outside Xbox, which is a really cool YouTube channel. I'm really sad Luke's leaving, but I'm happy for him. Like I said before, my family is a big Nintendo family. We are not like hardcore AAA studio gamer family. But this was our first time having like AAA titles available in our homes. Naturally, I wasn't the best at it. I remember it vividly, what had happened. I had just emerged from the vault and I was near Templine's Bluff, and End of the World by Skeeter Davis was playing on Diamond City Radio, and a pack of wild mongrels came and attacked me. And me being a sheltered kid that hadn't really played these kinds of games before, freaked out, and I didn't touch it for like years. It was a really dumb thing to get scared over, but you know, that's what happened. In between that time, I got really into the lore of Fallout, just the whole Fallout universe. Watched a lot of YouTube videos about it. Let's Plays. Shout out to Let's Plays, man. They make life so much easier if you're not a gamer girl like I wasn't. Eventually, I grew up and I got into Fallout 4 again. And this time I got really deep into the lore. I started playing the games a lot more hardcore. And around this time, 76 got announced. Everybody's like, wow, actually really impressed and excited. And so I started getting back into it again. I just became a huge fan of the series kind of since then. 76 comes out. I'm watching my roommate play it, and it's not good, folks. I just remember watching them play and thinking, this is so lonely. I know it's post-apocalyptic. It's supposed to be like, oh my god, it's so desolate and sad. But the wasteland's so full of life. Like, sometimes it's scary life or monsters or wild mongrels that traumatize you to adulthood, I guess. But there's people in it, and the people are what makes it exciting, whether it's like cultists or cannibals or raiders or things along those lines. And I think that was its biggest flaw, because you were supposed to be the people, right? It didn't end up working out that way, so just stuck to mainstays. This is cleaned out now. I think we can get started on the actual instructions. So now we're gonna be sizing my arm. I got the left one, mostly because I know that you use the right in the game, but everybody that I had seen in a Vault Dweller cosplay at the last convention I went to, they all had it on their left arm. I decided to go with that. It's already too small, I can tell. Yeah, it's pinching my arm, and just for safety's sake, I'm just gonna use the spacer. Basically, using this, it's a spacer. I'm gonna glue it to this, and I'll give it more space. Before I do that though, let me test to make sure that that will work in my favor. Yeah, that should work. I have a bunch of leftover stuff from the Garfield cosplay. Watch that video if you haven't already. Or I'll just add foam. That might work too. This was the glue that they recommend to use, by the way. It's Loctite glue. Glue the spacer onto this part of the thing, So it says that if there's a gap to add some baking soda. So I guess we'll do that. Everything else is lining up pretty well. Just dabbing bits, hoping it'll just spread out. I like the control of the bottle. It doesn't just like pour out like crazy glue. Ah! That's all over my hand. Awesome. Well, I screwed up. Let's try this again. All right, while we're waiting for that to dry. Where was I? Okay, Fallout 76. Everybody's disappointed. It becomes a huge meme. So as an apology, Bethesda released the first 3 games for free. Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics. The bad one, the really bad one that I haven't even played yet. I was able to start playing Fallout 1. That was really fun. I haven't finished my playthrough yet, actually. So seeing what Shady Sands becomes, very cool watching the show, because right now it's still kind of just huts and stuff in my playthrough. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. I got the hardest random encounter while I was doing my playthrough, and it was a lot of fun. And of course I was using a guide because it was a game that was released in 1997. I went back and played 3, and I made it through the main story. Basically, I have the Xbox All Access. I didn't realize that the DLC does not come with any of the Xbox All Access games. I did the run through and I was told, yeah, you should be able to keep playing with the Broken Steel DLC. I didn't have the Broken Steel DLC. I didn't go back to the vault or anything. I didn't get the one reference of you're a hero and you need to leave. I didn't even go to Paradise Falls or Trinity Tower or any of these other iconic places, but I technically played Fallout 3 and I've played 4 in its entirety. Thing is, Alex, guy I live with, was like, you should download an unofficial patch because there's a lot of issues before. So I did, and I hadn't gotten any of the achievements, and also it made my game worse. Even after uninstalling it, I finished the game, no achievements, no nothing. I did Nuka World last, and I couldn't even finish spoilers for Nuka World, I guess, freeing everybody. I think I could have taken over the Wasteland, but I wanted to free the slaves. So, and I couldn't even talk to Happy Bot. She just wouldn't talk to me, which sucked because I love robots, especially in Fallout. Not bad. You have some edges that need fixing. I started New Vegas last year. Yeah, again, yeah, I'm new, but there's a lot of other new people right now, and I want them to know that my journey didn't start too long before theirs. 4 is my favorite game, but Fallout New Vegas is my favorite story. I got my favorite DLCs. Well, Far Harbor's up there, obviously. Boone is one of my favorite characters just in all of the Fallout games. I'm really excited for the New Vegas mod that they're trying to add it to the Fallout 4 engine, which I think is the only thing that could ever improve that game, is just making it so I can run and just have the combat system that Fallout 4 has and just like graphics and stuff. Because it's a wonderful game, but playing it after playing 4 and just games from today in general can be a bit tedious sometimes. I hope I'm not ruffling any feathers by saying that. I'm also excited for Fallout London. I had to grab the baking soda. There's got to be a better way for this. Reproductive harm. We'll be back in a second. I sanded it down off camera because sound is not amazing, which sucks because guess what we got to do next? It's time to prep for priming. They say that the best way to do this is with resin coating, and all honesty, I just wanted to get this done. I've never worked with resin before. Sanding is a lot more accessible to me. This is for TikToks and running around. I'm not a professional cosplayer by any means, so I'm just gonna go off of what they said on their website. If you prefer a quicker build and are okay with some imperfections, you can simply sand any rough spots with 150 grit and then sand the rest of the prop with a 220 to scuff off the surface, and then it'll be ready for primer. Uh-oh. Crap. I have to go open my garage door so I don't die, I guess. It's time to prime. Everything is sanded down. Got this tarp over the table. Prime this, wait for it to dry, and then sand it and then prime it again. We'll see how it goes. Looking pretty good. Definitely should have gotten black, but whatever. Small update, it is dry technically. It's been about 10 minutes. It says that it's dry to the touch in about 10 minutes, but the can does say that the best results. Before you dry sand, you should wait a few hours, but it's nighttime. I need to go to bed. I have a job, I think, tomorrow. I might get fired. I'm gonna keep this in just in case I do get fired, because that would be fucking hilarious if I called that shit. Could you imagine? So I'm just gonna let this dry overnight and then wake up a little bit early, sand it down, and then we'll just paint it. And then by the time I get home from work, should be ready to assemble. Seems very straightforward. Wish me luck. Good morning, crusty crew. Completely dry. Game plan, sand everything down, and then paint all the bigger pieces copper. So let's get cracking. All right, everything is sanded down. I set aside everything I don't want painted copper, and it's time to paint. My garage door's open, by the way. Back from work, and look what I got. I'm gonna paint the stuff that I need black, and then I'm gonna retouch some of the bronze paint, and everything should be dry by the time I get home from my gig. Shoddy work at best, if I'm being honest with myself. But hey, I think it'll work. I cannot believe I called me getting fired. I cannot believe it. I was a few days ahead, but I called it. Light it in place. Okay. Boom. Functioning. Thank you. They said to buy screws for moving parts, but then they didn't put in the instructions how to make the parts move. So we're just gonna glue it, I guess. Alvin and the Chipmunks is just Nightcore, but for normies.
Several people are typing.
Several people are typing. I don't see how you would even put a screw in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to glue them. That's glued on. Contains cyanacrate. Avoid eye and skin contact. Use in a well-ventilated area. For eye contact, flush with waterproofing and it's called fish skin contact. So hopefully I'm okay. Bought these O-ring tube thingies. We're gonna see if it works well enough for the tubey part. Yeah, it'll work. You know what? We're just gonna hot glue that later. But I made it! I did the thing! Got a mostly complete Pip Boy. Let's try getting it on. Okay. Sick. We'll add the padding later. And the whole tube fell off. Honestly, I don't think we need the tube. This is a way better fit. Here's the finished product. It's missing a tube, but it's got padding on the side so that it doesn't slip off as easily. This top bit works. It needs to be whiter. I could tell you a billion things that are wrong with this, but honestly, it looks pretty decent for, you know, running around a convention. This will be perfect for when I'm at a con and I can't put my phone in a pocket because the suit doesn't have pockets, but this fits in there. The display does look a little like off center, but overall it works. But yeah, let's pop this baby on. Unclasped. Everybody and their mother at the con had like the nice little small one. I don't know if they built it or if they bought it, but I'd like that one next. But this is a good starter. Like I said before, I bought screws for the knobs, but the instructions weren't there. As I'm recording this video, the instructions are there now. So if you do want to buy this kit, the instructions are on there now. But yeah, that's how it looks on the wrist. Once I find my hot glue gun, definitely gluing the tube. I did cut out a right size tube. It's a great start. I can add details to this in the future. Done in time for the con. The photos looked great with that. Overall, I'm really happy with it. All my friends think it looks sick. Shout out to Robbie and Cameron for like talking me through this. Cameron's making his own Pip Boy soon. The thing is about the smaller ones that everybody else has, they're really small. This one's a lot more like accurate to how big it is in the freaking game. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching me build this and watching me inhale fumes together. I cannot believe I called me getting fired. That is insane to me that I have that on video. It'll be okay. I'll probably talk more about it in the future, but I can't that right now. But I'll probably talk a little bit more about it in the Colossal Con video, and you'll probably see this. I definitely recommend this kit, especially if you want to just use your phone instead of a display. I liked the simplicity of it, and although it's off-center, that's really helpful for somebody that doesn't have pockets. It only looks the way it does with mine because, again, I did the bare minimum. If you take the time to sand it, paint it correctly, do all the other good stuff, I think that it could look even more awesome than mine already does, and mine looks pretty freaking sick. What should I make next? I'm gonna paint that holotape, but are there any other like Fallout props I should make or that you've made? Are there any fun cosplay projects that you're working on? Like I said in my Garfield video, cosplaying is something I really love doing. It's something I'm trying to get better at, and I think making something like this was a great start, but it's all about growth, you know? Just try to do better than the last thing you did. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure you like it with that button. Like I said, comment your thoughts on it. If you've made a Pip Boy, I'd love to know your story. What's your favorite Fallout memory? Favorite game? Favorite character? Let me know your thoughts below. I'm really excited to see what you guys think. And please consider subscribing. More great stuff's on the way. Have a great whatever you're having, and I'll see you in the next one. Say bye, Pebbles.